All right. Hello and welcome to the LifterLMS LaunchPad theme release party. Thank you all for coming here today. It's thanks everybody for coming on such short notice. And if you're watching this later, we've put this video up on YouTube so that everybody can come see it. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Chris Badgett. I'm one of the co-founders of the LifterLMS project. And this is our LifterLMS LaunchPad theme release party, I'd like to call it. So LifterLMS, as you all know, is a WordPress learning management system plugin. It works for LMS, it works for online courses. Some people just use it for straight up membership site functionality. So a long time ago, we made a decision to make LifterLMS a plugin and not a theme. And we did that knowing it was a harder road in the beginning of our journey because, themes are easier to sell. You can make them flashy, but really functionality, especially all the complicated LMS stuff or the more advanced LMS online course stuff really belongs in the plugin. Themes are really for design. So we took the long road, and we also took it a little harder too by making LifterLMS free a couple months ago, because we really do believe in the mission to democratize education in the digital classroom. And of course, we still need to eat and pay our support staff and make money as a business. But even with making LifterLMS free, we're able to have other things that support the business, like our setup services, which we call Boost, like our Stripe extension, our MailChimp, our ConvertKit, and now the LifterLMS Launchpad theme. So this is the release party, and what I'm going to do today is just talk about the release. And if all goes well, I just met with the development team that you should be seeing the Launchpad theme coming online later today in the US time. So it is going to be a paid theme, and I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit about what it can do and answer any questions you guys have. So I'll keep an eye on the chat, and I'm going to unlock the seats. Nav is not getting audio. I just want to make sure everybody else can hear me. Can people chat? Audio's okay? Okay, good deal. Cool. Well, good luck, Nav, getting all that sorted. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I know everybody kind of wants to see it, and you're definitely going to be able to see it. But it's not for this conversation. This venue is just to really make the official announcement, and answer any preliminary questions you have. And as we launch the theme today, you're also going to see we're going to be working on our demo and making it really good and making it so that you can really see all the various things you can do with it, because it can do a whole lot. So to start off today, I just want to talk about really the difference between a plugin, a theme, a page builder. These are very different things. A landing page, a marketing software, all these things, it's important to separate out in your mind, because sometimes when something tries to do all of that, you end up getting overly complex or issues with your software. So the main LifterLMS functionality is a plugin for creating and selling your online courses. You can plug it into any theme, and we have always said that LifterLMS always works with any well-coded WordPress theme, and it will continue to do so. And by well-coded, I just mean a WordPress theme needs to handle sidebars in a certain way, the appropriate way. So sometimes when people reach out to us with support and they can't use the sidebar widgets, that particular theme author is handling WordPress sidebars in an unconventional way, which isn't necessarily bad. But anyways, so any well-coded WordPress theme will continue to work with Lifter. So you don't have to get the Launchpad theme. But what we've done is, in an effort to make LifterLMS work with any well-coded theme, we've kept the design of the elements that make up LifterLMS pretty simple, pretty plain, in the sense that, light gray backgrounds, the course tiles look a certain way. They're square. The various buttons and links and things are designed to inherit the styling as it's known inside of your theme. So that's Lifter LMS kind of looks kind of plain. And I don't know, maybe it's fine for you. Like if you install Lifter LMS, you put it up with the Genesis theme as an example, you may be good to go. But a lot of people end up wanting to customize the look of the course tiles or customize the look of the course page itself or the checkout page and things like that. So what Launchpad is going to do is going to give you all kinds of control over those elements so that you can really make it look exactly what you want. For example, if someone were to come to me and let's say they have a general working knowledge of what Lifter LMS does, and they hire a designer to come up with a nice looking design, we could probably take that design and use the settings within Launchpad without writing code in order to make that website look like that custom design. So it's going to give you a ton of control. And also, I just want to talk about the page builders and then the marketing software. Like a lot of people use things like lead pages to generate leads for their online course business. And I encourage you to keep doing that. Lifter LMS has like a logged in or a non-logged in view of the course and membership. So you can kind of make one that's more of a sales page and one that's more of a, okay, you're inside the course. Maybe we're going to have some different information there. But those kinds of things, and I know some people like the Thrive landing pages. Those are great. But with Launchpad, you can really start to kind of bring all that in-house and really start messing with the design even more. For maybe some of the reasons you like those other things is because of their design. So now you can start messing with that with Lifter LMS. So another thing is the concept of a page builder. So my number one recommendation for a page building plugin is something called Beaver Builder. So if you work with Beaver Builder, a page builder is designed to like stack content and insert, various column structures and things to make really fancy layouts. And that's functionality that's good to have in a page builder, because some people try to cram all that stuff in a theme, and what ends up happening is it can get a little buggy, not quite work so well. Some people have great experience with the Divi theme, and they use that with Lifter LMS, and that's great. But sometimes that theme is just trying to do a lot. It's pretty intense and bloated, but it can get the job done and look good. And if you're happy with that, by all means, stay with it. So we've talked a little bit about the difference between a plugin, a theme, a page builder, marketing software. But I wanted to go into a little bit of, well, what is Launchpad? What does it actually give you control over? So for those of you, we've just recently relaunched our done-for-you setup services, which we call Boost. And we used to have that where we would do it with one of two themes. One of them was the Genesis theme by StudioPress, and the other one was the Canvas theme by Woo Themes. So first, let me tell you why I liked both of those as the option for our done-for-you services, and then how we took some of the best parts of those and included that in the build of Launchpad. So I really love the plainness of the Genesis theme and how simple it is. They have a really nice, simple layout builder, like 1 column, 2 column. And it's really just a nice, simple, clean, intuitive interface. So it's great for the minimalist learning management system or online course site. And then there's stuff like the Woo Canvas theme, which has an incredible theme options panel. So I've been building WordPress sites for since like 2008, and I can't remember when I started working with Canvas, but I always loved it, especially in the early days before I had a development team, because of all the control the theme options gave me. So I could change the typography, the sizes of the fonts, mess with padding and margin all over the place, without needing to write CSS code and that sort of thing. So basically, the Launchpad theme takes a lot of that control that we love about really solid themes like Canvas, who have robust theme options that have been tried and true and tested over time. And then also the plainness and the good interface of something like the Genesis framework. So to start, you get control over the header. So we make it easy for you to insert a logo, to change the header background, and just mess with the layout of the header. We give you a lot of control over the footer area. And then we give you all those layout options, so you can select on a per page basis, you know, is this a full width? Is this a left sidebar, a right sidebar, or a two sidebar situation? We give you control over the typography. So we allow you to pull in any Google web font and assign it to any component, whether it's your headings or your just the body content. So messing around with typography can dramatically change the look of your site. And there's something like 600 Google web fonts out there. So we give you that ability to mess around with your fonts without having to get another font plugin or do custom development to bring in the fonts. We also give you control over the breadcrumbs, which are the little links you can have at the top of pages. Some people mess with that kind of thing to create a user experience and mess with the navigation so that you have control over how people navigate through your site. The other one is just the links, the buttons, the heading font sizes, and as I mentioned, the fonts themselves and the colors. And then all kinds of styling, like down to like, okay, we have the course tile. Do you want rounded corners on that? Do you want a shadow on that? Do you want some kind of different sizing or padding or margin? It's all there so that you can adjust it and really shift the layout to what you want, and it's all going to maintain the responsive design so that it just works well and looks great on any device. So we also give you control over the Lifter LMS Elements. So for example, the My Account page or the dashboard, if I log in as a student and I can see my courses and my progress and my certificates and things like that, I can start changing the layout of that page to really create that custom student dashboard. So that's there. I talked about the course tiles, and then the course page itself. We can modify the design of that and start messing with it to adjust it to that vision that's in our head or that design file that designer has given us. And the same with the checkout pages. We can start playing with the checkout experience. And that brings me up to a side note I wanted to tell you about today, which is that in the next major release of Lifter LMS, we are actually going to be bringing a new option into the core, which allows you to condense the checkout process to one screen. So we've gotten a lot of feedback about that, so thanks for the hearts on that. That's coming, and you know, with what I'm saying is, now that you've got like the user registration or login with the credit card fields or the pricing information, payment plans, PayPal or Stripe, that sort of thing, you can start messing with the design of that page with Launchpad to create the checkout experience that you want. So how does it work? Well, I think everybody here knows how to work with a WordPress theme. You simply install it. And the cool thing about Launchpad is that even if you're not using Lifter LMS, it's still going to give you incredible control and theme options and layout options. So technically, you could use it for just about any kind of website. But if it notices that Lifter LMS is installed, then you can start messing with the Lifter LMS settings. It'll give you a lot more options to modify Lifter LMS itself. So you simply install it just like you would any WordPress theme and activate it. And Cindy, I see your question there. SEO like StudioPress, we don't bring in our own SEO options like they do. But in our experience, we use the Yoast SEO plugin when we do things. So that's how we approach SEO. We're kind of like a content first approach, where we're looking at the content to lead on the SEO more than the tags and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to mess with that, we recommend using the Yoast plugin. An important note on that is, when you're building an online course website or a learning management system, a lot of that content is locked down that you have to become a member and you know, to be able to view that content. So Google's not going to be able to get in and index that stuff that's behind that restricted access. So it's really important to have really good, well-written home pages, about pages, the course description. I often recommend, especially if you're in a kind of a public for-profit course model to make some of your lessons free. That way Google can get in and index what you've got going on in there. But yeah, I agree with you, Aaron, to please keep the SEO metas and everything to plugins. So yeah, that's what's up with the SEO services, or with the SEO. And our Boost offer, our done for you services, which aren't for everybody, we're going forward, we will build those out with Launchpad to match a brand. And if you're interested in having it your site set up for you, go to LifterLMS.com/boost. You can explore our offers there. We've also had a lot of other people who are helping other people set up online courses, and if you want to work together in some way regarding that, we're happy to open that conversation. But going forward, our setup services, we're going to be using Launchpad because it's it's designed to work specifically with Lifter LMS, and it gives you a lot of control there. So if you don't use Launchpad, you're going to be fine. It's still going to work with whatever you've been using, or let's say you're still really committed to a particular theme. It's all good. No worries. We're not going to make it so that you have to use Launchpad. Launchpad is for people who want to just have control over the Lifter LMS elements and the layouts without needing to know how to code. That's what it's there for. So like I said, it should be up later today, and this week we'll be rolling out our demo. So you'll have to go to LifterLMS.com, keep checking in there. You'll see it show up in the marketplace, and then eventually you'll see a link in the menu where you can go over and see the demo, because I can talk to you all day about it, but the best thing you can do is go look at it. And we'll also be writing a blog post about it and getting some screenshots and stuff from the back end, so you can get a feel for some of those theme options out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this seat. If anybody would like to join the seat, let me know. And any questions in the chat, I'd be happy to take. So I'm gonna let's see if it looks like I've got 3 people calling in. So I'm gonna bring in some folks here. And if anybody else wants to call in, please feel free to. So Chris, got you coming in. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Excellent.
I want to see if anyone's in a nicer place than I am right now. I'm at Smith Rock in Oregon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the world's best sport rock climbing areas.
That's awesome. I'm a rock climber myself, and for a second I thought you were in Zion. I haven't been to Smith Rock in a while, but I have been there.
Yeah, I'm actually here to do some highlining today, though. I don't know if I'll be climbing.
That's cool. Are you going to create a course about slacklining or highlining or bouldering or something? There's definitely opportunity in the rock climbing.
I'm certainly entertaining the idea. It's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just wondering about Typekit. You mentioned Google Fonts, and I'm wondering if there's any way that I could use Typekit if my designer doesn't end up using something that's available in Google Fonts.
Totally. You would need to do a little bit of custom development, but you can work with other fonts. And the big thing with us is we always like to respect the author, and you probably have to buy some kind of license or whatever. But any developer could integrate a Typekit font for sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
And often if you Google, like if you find a font you like somewhere else, like on DaFont or Typekit or whatever, if you Google like Google font like whatever, there's often something really close on Google Fonts too, just as an idea.
Okay, cool. And how are you guys handling media? Is everything going to be stored like in the actual website, or is there some kind of provision to people who want to use S3 to like post video? And I guess what I'm more worried about is even like students uploading homework and stuff. If students are going to be uploading images and video, like obviously that could grow just ad infinitum, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So it's a combination. We recommend letting the best of the best do their thing. So for example, WordPress and a hosting account. Hey, Dennis, I'll get with you in just a sec. Um, like for video, we recommend Vimeo Pro or Wistia. If you have Amazon chops and know how to handle that, I would definitely recommend that. But when it comes to like text and images and downloads and stuff, we recommend letting the website do that. And assignments requiring manual grading, we don't have just yet. You could put it together with like having a Dropbox folder or Google Drive folder and stuff, but we don't have that there yet. That is on our roadmap, but we don't quite have that yet.
Okay.
But definitely the video piece, like if you're going to be video hosting or you're going to be doing some kind of live thing, we recommend a third party. Like for live, we recommend Zoom. That's like an awesome live meeting software and webinar software. But for video, Amazon Wistia, Vimeo Pro.
Yeah. Cool. Hey,
all right. Sounds good, dude. Have fun out there.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Hey, Dennis, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing very well. I have not forgotten.
Okay, I'm not muted.
Yeah, you're not muted. You shaved, man. I almost didn't recognize you. I just recognized your name.
Thanks. Let my hair grow out a bit.
Yeah.
So this the new theme that you've got here, is this? I'd heard someone mention earlier about what were you discussing there? The last gentleman talking. Sorry, I just dropped in. So the last gentleman talking was just describing something about the theme. Oh, Google Fonts.
Yes.
Importing Google Fonts.
Uh-huh.
As you know, I'm a WordPress developer as well. So if you're interested in a code snippet that I created for the theme customizer for WordPress, I can pass that to you. That'll bring in your Google Fonts for you.
That's awesome. Yeah, throw that up.
Yeah, if you want, it's up to you. It'll be a drop-down menu in the theme customizer. You can apply that to whatever style sections you want.
Very cool.
I have nothing else to say. Sorry. I'm still working on that project that you and I were discussing. I've only been working on it bit by bit, just so you know. But and finally did waiting for the demo data we were discussing as well. So is this theme importing any demo data?
It's not. So we ran into an issue with demo data in that we create our own custom tables. So the WordPress,
your own options.
Yeah. So the WordPress importer, basically we'd have to build our own importer. So we realized it's a much bigger project than we originally thought. So that's hence the delay.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass you some software that I did not exclusively create, but was involved in creating. Okay. This allows you to import multiple options tables.
You're just the guy with all the bag of tricks. That's awesome.
Just trying, man. I'll should I email it to you or?
Yeah. Just email it my way. I'll check it out.
I'll email you a zip file.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. Take care, Dennis. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Let's see. We've got a question from Ellen. I'm going to go through some of the chat stuff here. Active campaign integration is definitely a hot topic. Currently, we just have MailChimp and ConvertKit, but it is on our roadmap. I don't have a definitive timeline on that, but it's definitely in hot demand, and it's something that is a definite on our roadmap. And just to be totally clear with you guys, we use Active Campaign personally for LifterLMS.com, and with the Lifter LMS demo, this is going to sound interesting. We actually use our MailChimp plugin, but then we actually send the data to Active Campaign, so through another integration. So there's always a way. Like if you need Active Campaign today, that's what I would recommend. I'm seeing some more votes for Active Campaign. That's awesome. Aweber, yep. I know there's some diehard Aweber folks out there. That's fantastic. Authorized.net, CIM. That's a great one too. We haven't gotten there yet. We find that a lot of the market is wanting Stripe, but I know there is that demand for the Authorized.net users out there as well. So I'm happy to take the Launchpad cost. The Launchpad cost, I believe it's going to be $99. Pretty much everything Lifter does is, you know, for extensions is at that price point. And what that does is that allows us to be able to afford support. We had played with the idea of actually making Launchpad free back when Lifter was a paid product. But since we made Lifter LMS free, we changed, and we wanted to really be able to invest in the support and future development of Launchpad. So it's a paid product. And I'm seeing from Alvaro, have slides with audio narration without using video due to community limitations. I've seen some custom built stuff like that before, which was pretty awesome. But I think I'm not 100%, you know, besides like doing a slideshow presentation and getting it into a video host like YouTube or whatever. You may be able to embed something. There may be something out there that I don't know of, like a screencast or some kind of embeddable slide player. I off the top of my head, I don't know. But that's one of the beauties of WordPress is it's so extendable. So you may be able to find some kind of software that'll work for you. Because if you can embed it in a WordPress page or post, you can put it in a Lifter LMS lesson. So if the slides are there, you should check it out. There is a really cool thing. I hope I'm saying it right. It's called H5P. If you check it out, it's an open source project and it's making inroads into WordPress. And they've actually contacted us about seeing about working with Lifter. But I highly recommend you check out H5P. They have some slide functionality, some like videos that have like quizzes built into them. Really interesting stuff. So check out H5P. Let's see. Bill, it's great to hear from you. He's moving from Infusionsoft to ActiveCampaign. That was exactly what we did too. And we're very happy with that decision. We're just really loving working with ActiveCampaign. Yep, Arian, there are no monthly fees with Launchpad. So it'll come with an annual license, which will include access to support. So yeah, no monthly fees. And Alvaro, thank you. Yep, Alvaro just posted the link. It's h5p.org. So if you're a learning technology geek like me and a lot of the people here, I highly recommend checking it out. We haven't looked at any kind of official integration yet, but in terms of really dynamic learning content, it's a pretty neat option. So, all right, looks like G-Answer has found an H5P plugin. So you may be closer than you think to be able to experiment with that. So you stick that in, and then you wrap it with a nice design with Launchpad, and you're off to the races with some pretty fancy, nice looking online courses in your learning management system. So yeah, it's just one of the beauties of the WordPress ecosystem with themes and plugins. You can really extend and get as big or complex or as simple and clean as you want to be. So, all right, well, I'm going to wrap this up as our official Lifter LMS Launchpad release party. So later today, go check out LifterLMS.com. You should be able to find the Launchpad theme in our store. If you're interested in having everything set up for you, even though Launchpad gives you all those settings and control over things like padding and margin and whatnot, if you want to be able to get in there and or you don't want to get in there and you want to have somebody else do it, check out our boost services. So those are at lifterlms.com/boost. And yeah, thank you everybody for your support. And the Lifter LMS project it's a labor of love. It's a passion. It's this community right here that keeps us going and what we're all about here. So thank you everyone, and we'll see you down the road.